And that's the worst part of all this, is the new fans are sucking the life out of the WNBA right now. It's just the truth.
Every shot you make is one less that I have to do.
Caitlin Clark is about to outdo the WNBA's ratings blindfolded because her long-awaited Dude Perfect collab just dropped. And yes, it's going viral fast. The timing couldn't be more perfect for Caitlin's fans, and more brutal for her haters. While Caitlin is sidelined with an injury, the WNBA is free-falling. In attendance, in hype, in momentum. And this video? It's providing a masterclass in contrast. The views are already surging, and it's cementing what everyone knows but the old guard and many in the media won't admit. Caitlin Clark is the WNBA. And maybe, just maybe, they should have been more welcoming of her fans.
Tell them.
The Hinkle Heave.
The Hinkle Heave! Here we go!
Because what happens while Caitlin is out could change everything for the WNBA and directly impact how players are paid for years to come. The implications are much bigger than they'd like to admit. And this Dude Perfect video, aside from being entertaining, is going to add a truckload of salt into the wound. Let's get into it and check out some of these insane shots. But first, like this video if you're excited to see Caitlin's trick shots, and hit subscribe for more Caitlin Clark updates.
Out of women's basketball for a horrible team when she arrived. Outside of LeBron and Steph, she is the most well-known basketball player currently playing in the United States.
Oh, yes. And I don't think that's close.
So this was the teaser that dropped on YouTube a few months ago, and it absolutely exploded. That moment of Tyler sinking a long bomb from the stands with Caitlin Clark watching sent fans into a full-blown frenzy. It racked up 13 million views in just a few days, and everyone has been waiting to see what Caitlin would do in the full video. Now we know. This video features more than 50 types of three-pointers, which, as we all know, is Caitlin's bread and butter. And in the process, she's not just showing off her skills. She's introducing herself to a massive new audience. Just like everything else Caitlin touches, this collab is massive for the WNBA. Here's why. Dude Perfect isn't just a popular YouTube channel. They're sports YouTube royalty. They have over 18 billion views and more than 60 million subscribers. That's more followers than the NBA's YouTube channel. They're as mainstream as it gets. Family-friendly, dominant among younger sports fans. Exactly the kind of casual but potentially long-term audience the WNBA is desperate to attract. And Caitlin has already proven she can bring them in. Have you seen Fever Games? They're family events, packed with parents and kids. So when Caitlin Clark shows up in a Dude Perfect video, that's a gateway to millions of new fans who might have never even considered watching a WNBA game, but are now willing to give it a try. And this isn't just like a Nike billboard or a State Farm commercial. This is long-form content. Dude Perfect does this exceptionally well. They're best in class. And here's why that matters. No matter how big the star, they treat them like friends. They laugh, they joke, they have fun. That, along with the insane trick shots, is what makes their channel special. Their viewers aren't just being entertained, they're forming an emotional connection with the athletes. And Caitlin is going to benefit from that in a huge way. When Caitlin is out there doing stuff like this, she's growing the game more th.
Next on the team, Caitlin Clark.
Which one went in?
3, 2, 1.
At this point, Caitlin Clark is widely considered the most popular athlete in America, and this Dude Perfect video will likely get tens of millions of views easily. Because it's not just brand new fans getting their first real look at Caitlin Clark, it's loyal Caitlin Clark fans watching on repeat. Where she goes, they follow. Next on the team, Caitlin Clark. When Caitlin Clark played at the Ankeny Pro AM, ticket sales didn't just rise, they exploded. We're talking 12 times higher than normal. Every time she shows up somewhere, the WNBA gets free promotion and millions of new eyeballs. The Dude Perfect collab is the same thing but on steroids, and it's happening at the perfect time. Well, at least if you're a Caitlin Clark fan. Because for the haters, this is going to be disastrous. It will amplify their huge miscalculation that's being exposed in real time.
But if it goes back to worst non-Caitlin Clark numbers, and the worst thing would be if the Indiana Fever ends up being one of the lower viewed teams in the WNBA, that would be even worse. Then the WNBA owners can literally come out and just say to the players that if everything they show with growth, and they can just say, like, we had this growth, look at our average numbers. They were like, nope, we are not taking the average numbers. We are discounting Caitlin Clark games. All the owners have to do is say, what if she gets injured again? It's like, we are not committing to this because she can get injured again. And if she gets injured again, it's over.
Caitlin Clark, as you know, is out with a quad strain. Normally, a star missing a few games wouldn't be a big deal. And to be fair, she's already out there casually dropping threes in practice, so she's clearly on the mend. Nothing to really worry about. But the league? Yeah, the WNBA is feeling it hard. Ticket prices immediately plunged for Fever games the moment Caitlin was ruled out, including their rematch against the Sky. It was a clear, undeniable signal. Fans aren't showing up for the logo, the team, or the league. They're showing up for her.
So this is being reported like wildfire, and it has just broken that Caitlin Clark is out with a left quad strain.
I can personally confirm the pronounced change in interest in Fever games without Clark. A week ago, I bought 4 tickets on StubHub to take my sports-playing nieces to the Fever Mystics game in Baltimore. The tickets in the same row are now less than half of what I paid.
These were tickets that had been selling for hundreds of dollars, all because of Caitlin. The Chicago Sky even moved the game to an NBA arena just to handle the demand she created. But now, with her sidelined, prices have tanked. It's a massive red flag. Last year, Caitlin Clark alone was the engine behind the WNBA's attendance boom. And now, without her, that momentum is vanishing just as fast as it came. And it gets worse for the league, because it's not just the box office taking a hit. Now, they've got a full-blown ratings crisis on their hands. Viewership is plummeting without Caitlin on the court. The spark she brought isn't just missing, it's exposing just how fragile the league's momentum really was. Games not featuring Caitlin Clark continue to draw modest, or what many would call disappointing, viewership numbers. Meanwhile, Caitlin's games are doing the exact opposite. They're shattering records, dominating headlines, and pulling in national audiences that the league...
The ticket prices have fallen more than 300% in less than 2 days.
Chicago Sky, Indiana Fever, from $86 48 hours ago to $25. And by the time June 7th rolls around, it might cost you a bag of Skittles and some Lay's potato chips to get in there.
The Fever's game against the Liberty peaked at nearly 3.3 million viewers. That came right after the Sky vs. Fever season opener, which averaged 2.7 million viewers, making it the most-watched WNBA regular season game in 25 years. Now that you see the contrast, just imagine Caitlin Clark pulling 30 million views on a dude-perfect video from entirely new fans, while WNBA games are drawing ESPN2 level, professional cornhole-type numbers. Okay, maybe it's not that bad, but still, that's what it feels like. And this contrast isn't just a short-term dip for the WNBA. Even if it only lasts 2 or 3 weeks, this moment is going to change everything for WNBA players. They opted out of the CBA to negotiate a better deal, clearly aiming to capitalize on the Caitlin Clark effect, rising ratings, packed arenas, and a flood of sponsorship money. But when they spoke publicly about it, there was a certain bravado. Earlier this year, the players were riding high. Caitlin Clark had skyrocketed every growth metric, and they believed the leverage was finally in their hands. They were ready to play hardball, demanding better pay, more benefits, the whole package. It was as if they and their fans saw Caitlin as just the natural extension of what had already been happening.
319%. 319%. All other teams still grew by double-digit percentages. So let's not forget that. But they didn't grow by 319%. It was Caitlin Clark, which means she's largely responsible for the overall league attendance records.
But Caitlin's injury changed everything. That leverage, or even just the perception of it, is quickly evaporating. You see, Caitlin isn't just a needle mover. She is the needle. And now that her estimated value to the WNBA has been revealed, It's going to be even harder to strong-arm owners into sky-high pay and perks. The same economist who revealed that Caitlin Clark drove over a quarter of the WNBA's total economic activity in 2024 just released his 2025 projection. Ryan Brewer, a respected sports valuation expert, now believes Clark's total impact on the league could top $1 billion this year alone. One athlete, one season, $1 billion difference. And there's no mincing words here. It's 100% her. So let's bring this back to Dude Perfect. Caitlin's out. Ratings are dipping. Ticket sales are falling off a cliff. Fans are reportedly canceling trips to Indy because Caitlin Clark won't be playing. And all of this comes right after an investigation that, whether intended or not, painted Indiana fans in a negative light for over a week, despite no evidence being found. And now, while casual fans are tuning out, tens of millions are about to watch Caitlin Clark on Dude Perfect, racking up views the WNBA could only dream of. It's just more contrast, more proof that Caitlin isn't just the league's biggest star. She's the only one moving the needle. And now, the owners have all the leverage.
The players can't sit down at a collective bargaining table and say, we demand more because you're not giving us enough money. Because if Caitlin Clark is the only driver of your business, guess what? Not sustainable. Not CBA change-worthy.
There's been a lot of conversation here lately about a potential walkout. What are your thoughts on that?
And it's something that we're talking about internally, like to, be prepared for. Of course, no one wants that situation to happen. But I do feel like there's some topics that we have in mind that, we have to stand strong in what we believe in too. We have to stand up for what we feel is right and what we feel we deserve. And so while we don't want that situation to happen, of course, I think we're prepared for any possibility right now.
While Caitlin Clark fans are watching fun viral clips of their favorite player and racking up tens of millions of views instead of tuning into a WNBA game, you know what's coming next? They're going to get blamed. It'll be the same tired narrative we've heard over and over again. The new fans aren't real basketball fans. They're not WNBA fans. They only care about one player. And here's the thing, to a degree, they're right. These are Caitlin Clark fans first. After every cultural moment, the league has had a chance to fully embrace Caitlin Clark as the generational star she is. The Dude Perfect collab is another one of those moments, another opportunity that could have been amplified league-wide. And who knows, maybe they'll post it on their socials. That would be the obvious thing to do. But the damage is done. With Caitlin injured and the buzz fading fast, this video is going to be pure joy for her fans and salt in the wound for her critics. She's doing everything she can to grow a league that just doesn't seem ready to embrace her. And now, it's about to bite them hard, because the most watched WNBA moment of June won't be a WNBA game. Thanks for watching, and like this video, and subscribe this channel for more powerful updates.